Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of his word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And family, tonight, we're going to be doing some Bibling and scripturing because we are going to get into the subject of what is the mark of the beast. For something that is so easy and so simple to understand, there is so much difficulty surrounding this subject. But I'm going to let you know right now, before you leave this lesson here tonight, you will have the full understanding of what the mark of the beast is. I want to make sure y'all understand what I'm saying. You're going to have the full understanding of it. And I want to make sure that everybody understands what I'm getting ready to say right now. If you do not have the patience, if you're not in the mood to watch this lesson, because there's going to be a lot of information here tonight, I'm going to tell you right now, save yourself the time. Don't bother watching it. Go away. But if you want to learn, if you want to know unequivocally without a shadow of a doubt what the mark of the beast is, then stay tuned because we are going to get it. Now, family, please, I want everybody to open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And I'm going to tell you right now, every Bible needs to be open and everybody should be taking notes. Everybody. Why? People are going to ask you about this. I am going to make sure that you are equipped with the answer, that you will be able to break this down to anybody that asks you. Take notes and make sure your book is opened. You need to make sure that your book is open on every lesson, but especially here tonight. You need to verify that what I'm saying is true. You need to make sure, you need to come behind me and correct what I'm doing. You better make sure if I'm up here saying that I am going to help lead y'all to the kingdom, you better make sure that I'm going in the right direction. And that is not my responsibility to do. That is your responsibility to do. It is your responsibility to make sure that I am coming out of the book and I am not leading you wrong. Make sure. All right. Now, family, please, I want everybody to open your Bibles to the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. Let's see how it kicks everything off. Watch this. My people, speaking about the Israelites, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. You see that right there? That's very important. The Most High said you rejected knowledge. Why? Because most people will hear the word. Somebody will bring something out to them and then they'll be like, no, that's not what I believe. Nobody cares what you believe. What does the word say? That's what it right there. Okay, so let's continue. I will also reject thee. You see that? That's a condition. The Most High said, being that you rejected his word, he's going to reject you. That is going to be very, very, very important coming up here in just a little bit. I will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. No priest. He's talking about the men. You will be no priest to him. You will be useless. You will be worthless. Because it is the job of the Israelite man to teach the nation. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Very important. That goes right hand in hand with the rejection. Being that we rejected his word, we forgot the law. What is this talking about? Out the gate, the law. You are going to see that the law has everything to do with a mark. I'm going to say that one more time, just so that everybody can understand and pay attention. When we're talking about the law, you will see that the law has everything to do with a mark. Okay? I will also forget thy children. So this is conditional. So now, where does it talk about the mark of the beast? In Revelation 13, of course. So family, please Open your Bibles to Revelation chapter 13. We are going to be reading all of Revelation chapter 13 here tonight so that we can have the full context breakdown understanding of what it is. You see, because some people, they'll go right there to that scripture and try to explain it. No. We're going to read the whole thing. I told you I will make sure that you are equipped when you leave here tonight. Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. Let's go ahead and get it. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So now most people will look at that and they'll think about that there and think of it literally, but this is speaking euphemistically. This is the prophet John. John is telling everything euphemistically. Why? Because you have to remember, John is looking into the future. He has not seen what he has seen before. He hasn't. So John is bugging out right now, like, whoa, what the hell am I looking at? So when it describes the sea, that's talking about the people. When it describes the sea, and saw a beast rise up out the sea. What is that beast? We're about to get that here in a second. What is the beast? We'll get it here in a minute. So we have to talk about those 7 heads right here. Having 7 heads. What is that? What are the 7 heads? The 7 heads are the rulership of Esau. So first we start with Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and Great Britain. And then from Great Britain, when you read Revelation, there is a little horn that breaks off. Look, that broke off from Great Britain that became a superpower, a mega power, a juggernaut. And that little country is called America. So those are the 7 heads, all Edomite rulership. Then you go over to the 10 crowns. The 10 crowns are the 10 common markets of the European nations. We've talked about that before. This should not be new. If you have been walking with me in this truth, this should not be new to you. The 10 common markets of the European nation. We just talked about that recently in the Candace Owens lesson, The Truth About Slavery, and we talked about it many times before then too. That's what that is. Very easily identifiable. That's the beast. The beast is Esau, but we're going to continue to prove it. I promise we're going to continue to prove it. Okay? Now, verse 2, let's get it. And the beast, which I saw, was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon is all about that dragon. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. I'm going to read that last part one more time. And the dragon gave him his power, seat, and authority. Who is that? That's still Esau. How do we know this is Esau? So first and foremost, dragon. The dragon is what ties all of this together. So now, in order to identify the dragon, we have to go back one chapter. I want everybody, please, right now to go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 3. The book of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 3. Like I told y'all, we're going to be doing some Bible and the scripturing. Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. Here it is. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. They're not talking about up there. They talk about another wonder in heaven. Heaven is right here. It's rulership. Heaven is rulership. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon. A great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and having 7 crowns upon his head. That is the 7 rulerships of Esau and the 10 common markets. How do we know this here further? We have to go back to the beginning. We have to go back to the Genesis. So now, please, family, open your Bibles to Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. Remember that old red dragon, right? Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And let's see who it's talking about. As a matter of fact, you know what? Start at Don't worry about it. No, we'll do 25. Let's just stay at 25 for the sake of time. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red. This is the birth of Jacob and Esau. Jacob, the father of the Israelites. Esau, the father of the Caucasian. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Every Edomite will tell you when their babies are born, not only are they born with tails, but they're born red. Red. Why? Because they do not possess any melanin. They have absolutely no melanin. So now, when their children are born, they come out that canal, they come out red. And all you have to do is go do your own research and go see that that's true. Ask a white person, they'll tell you. They may not tell you about the tail, but they will tell you about that red. So do y'all know why? First and foremost, the term white, let's deal with that for a second. The term white, do you know when that came? Do you know when that was invented? The term white was invented in 1613 by a man named Thomas Middleton. Do you know where it came from? It was a play. It came from a play called The Truth of Triumphs. That's where it came from. That's where the term white came from. That's when they started calling themselves white. Before then, and even still to this day, the other nations called them the pink people, the red people. The red people, just like the Bible calls them. Now, I'm going to be telling my age here a little bit. Do y'all remember when Esau used to get very mad, and they still do, if you even call them this? Do y'all remember when they used to call Esau douchebags? Do you know why they used to call him douchebags? Some of y'all already know. The younger generation don't know, but you older generation, y'all know. That is why white people, when you call them a douchebag, that is like calling a black woman a cunt. They will light your ass up. They hate it. That is the one word that they cannot stand for you to call them. Why? Because it identifies what they are. Because those old douchebags, the ones that used to hang up in the bathroom, used to hang up over the shower curtain. Yeah, that one. They were red. They were red. And whenever we used to call them douchebags, they would get mad. They would get so pissed off because you was identifying who they were. You were blowing their cover in the Bible. That's why. And so they went right ahead and jumped on Thomas Middleton and was like, all right, yo, hold on, time out. This is what we're going to call ourselves from going forward. We're going to call ourselves white because white represents purity. Yeah, no. The most evil people on the planet claim that one. Imagine that. Right? Okay. So that was that. Now that you understand what a red is, let's go back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 2. And let's read that one more time now that you have the understanding. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. So let's break that down. A leopard. When you look at a leopard, right? What do you notice about a leopard? It's spotty. Spotty. Just like the Most High told us in Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 6. Remember? Was it 6 or 7? Somebody confirm that one there for me, please. What did he tell us? He said that our enemy is like rusteth. Why? Because when you leave rust and metal out in the open atmosphere, when the air gets to it, what happens? It begins to rust up when you leave that metal out. Spotty, spotty. It don't matter how many times you clean them, that rust is coming back, showing that these people will always be the same. Nothing about them changes. So that's about the leopard. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. So now the feet, his armor, his armory, his tanks. You ever looked at a bear claw before? And you ever seen when you looked at a bear claw? And I'm talking about a good bear. I ain't talking about one of them little flimsy bears in the woods that run out and see a car and run and scream. We talk about a bear that will stand in front of the car and be like, nigga, hit me. You ever seen a bear claw and you look at the nails? It looks like iron. Strong, like that grip. You know, if you get popped with that bear claw, that's your ass. Like, he'll slice you in 4. 5, actually, because bears, they have hands like us. Now the next one. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Why? America. Because America knows how to roar really good. Roar very well. And let me tell you something. America's bark matches their bite. It does. America is a very powerful nation. It's not more powerful than the Most High, but America is a very powerful nation. Based on its weaponry. We're about to get into that here in a second. And his seat... No. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Well, how do we know that? Who was the dragon? We'll get into it here in a second. Let's continue. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed. His deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. What is this talking about? This is talking about the siege of Jerusalem. This is talking about prior to that. Because remember, who killed Yahushua? The Israelites, we ordered it, but who killed him? Who was the leading power during that time? It was the Romans. Remember? It was Rome. Rome was the power then. What happened? Rome was destroyed. Israel whooped Rome's ass many occasions. Whooped the world's ass on many occasions. But there was a little something that happened called the Siege of Jerusalem in the year 69 through 70 AD. And that attack was led by a Roman emperor named Titus. And from there came the Renaissance era. They estimate right around the 14th century. And Esau had his power ever since then. Now, it was Rome that was always in power. There was a little certain country that mimicked everything after Rome. From domes to columns to their laws. That little place is called America. Do you see? Because America idolizes Rome. And Rome idolizes Egypt. Do y'all remember at the first royal gathering? Do you remember when they cut my mic? Yeah. Remember about all that? Yeah. That's the information that I was putting out during that time. Also, the story of Superman, how it ties back to Moses. They didn't want that information getting out. That's who it's talking about. Let's continue. Verse 3, I'm going to read it one more time. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. That was Rome. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Because everybody saw how the Israelites whooped up on Esau. Destroyed their kingdoms and everything. Knocked it down, but they came right back and built it back up. Why? Because we sinned. We kept sinning against our God, and they got right back into power. And we are still under their rulership till this very, very day. Because remember, the Renaissance era took place first in Italy. And it was like 200 years later that it made its way into England. It started in Italy first. And where's Italy? Italy is in Rome. All right, so let's continue. Where we at here? Okay, so now let's go to Revelation 4. And they worshiped the dragon. They worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Those are white people. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? That is so significant right there. That's all of these other nations looking at these white people and be like, wait a second, yo, these white people, man, yo, we even worshipped after the beast. You know how? Who gave the beast his power? What is the beast? Who is the beast? Now, we all know that the Antichrist is Esau. But from that Antichrist comes a beast. What is his name? His name is Cesare Borgia. And for those who mispronounce his name, it's Caesar Borgia. White Jesus. That's the beast. That is the defining definition. That is the icon of racism. It's white Jesus. I'm going to continue proving it here tonight. So it asks a question there. Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Why is that part so important? Guess what we got to do, family? We got to do some more Bible and scripturing. I want everybody right now, please go to Genesis chapter 27 and go to verse, let me see. Hold up, time out. It's Genesis chapter 27. Now, verse 40 is where I want to be, but let's go up a little bit. Right there. Let's go to verse 37. Let's start at 37. I want to start at 37 right there. Verse 37. Watch this. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, you see who this is talking about? Esau. Behold, I have made him thy Lord. Talking about Jacob. Isaac said, yeah, I'll put your brother over you. Your brother will rule the world. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? So now Isaac is letting Esau know, listen, your brother Jacob got all the blessing. The blessing goes to him. That's how it's been from the beginning. It was always given to him. Jacob and Rebekah didn't steal anything. They stole nothing. It was always going to be that. But what is he saying? He's like, Esau, what do you want? What do you want me to give you? Your brother has the blessing. Watch this, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? You got one blessing to give me? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, little crying bastard, oh bitch nigga. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling, meaning your living spaces, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So Isaac told Esau, look, you don't have the blessings of the earth, but I'm going to give you the fatness of it. You will live in all the best places, all the best places. The world will belong to you in this realm of kingdom right now. Let me address the dew of heaven. And the dew of heaven means all over the earth. That's what it means. All over the earth. Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live. Who will be able to make war with the beast? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. They still got to serve us. They are still our servants. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see this? Okay. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. That's where all of that hatred and everything comes from. That is where they got the power. That is where they got the motivation to be the beast. The hatred for us. That's where it comes from. That's the beast. Esau is the beast. Thank you. Now let's go back. Revelation chapter 13, I believe we're at verse 4. Revelation chapter 13, verse 4. Now that we have that, right? And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is like this white man? Who is like this white man? Who is able to make war with him? They're like, we can't fight this nigga. Verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Let's see. Let's continue. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Us that dwell right here in rulership, that dwell under their rulership. That white man has said on so many different occasions that he is God. They said, I will rise above God. That's when the Wright brothers went ahead and put the airplane for the first time in the sky. They have done it. When they have went to the moon. And let me explain something to y'all. That moon footage that you saw is not the real footage. That is not the real footage of what they saw. What you saw was a simulation. That's what you saw. You saw a production. And it's a lie because they said, who was the first person to walk on the moon? And they said it was Neil Armstrong, right? Well, how the hell did a camera get on the moon first? So somebody's lying. When they got to the moon, they saw an army and it scared the living hell out of them and they ran. That's the true story. We'll go over that one day there too. But what does it say? Let's read this one more time. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God. That white man, first and foremost, as we know from Psalms 50, that white man's not supposed to be in our book. Are they not? We are not to cast our pearls before swine. That white man, every Sunday, is in a church with the book open, teaching who should not be taught. They have the audacity to teach our people and theirs. And they lie. They lie every Sunday when they bring out the scriptures. That's how you blaspheme God. That's how you are blaspheming the Most High. Let's continue. Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. War with the saints. We're about to address that here in a second. And to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. The white man runs the world. The white man runs the Arab. The white man runs Israel because they are Israel. The white man owns every continent on this planet. The world was given to Esau through war, and it was predicted in Genesis 27. And there it is. That's who it is. See how easy this is to understand? It's very, very easy and simple. Very, very easy and simple, okay? So now let's continue this here. Being that it mentioned the saints, family, you have to see who this is talking about. I want you to go to Psalms chapter 148, please. And we're going to go to verse 14. The book of Psalms, chapter 148, and let's go down to verse 14 so that you can see all of this that's happening right now. I told y'all, Bible and the scripture in tonight. The book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 14. Let's see what this says. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. A people near unto him, the saints of Israel. That's who it's talking about in Revelation, the saints of Israel. And it also mentioned a horn as well. That's also mentioned in Revelation as well. Two different horns. So wait a second. So there's a horn that's mentioned for the unrighteous, and now there's a horn that's mentioned for the righteous? Wow. Almost like this is kind of dichotomous, huh? Almost like this is kind of dichotomous, huh? So yeah, you already know where I'm getting ready to go. Y'all see that? So that was there. So now we got to get another precept. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, right? Exactly. So now we had that. Now we got to go to Deuteronomy chapter 33, please. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 33. We're going to start at verse 1. Verse 1, so that we can make sure that we have the context of everything. Here it is. Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 1. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. That's Mount Seir. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints. From his right hand, here we go. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. So now we got to start making a connection. So just like we read earlier in Hosea, it mentioned about the law. So now that we're getting into this, it mentioned something else about the law. It mentioned about the hand, that the hand is the what? For his right hand went a fiery law. So the hand and the law have something to do with each other. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, you're about to get it, boy. Verse 3. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand. All his saints are in thy hand. I can't make this up. And they sat down at thy feet. Everyone shall receive of thy words. Moses commanded us a law. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. Israel, law, hand. Israel, law, hand. Y'all see the significance, right? Okay. So y'all see all of this. Okay, so now let's go back to Revelation. It mentioned the saints. The saints are the Israelites. The Israelites have a right hand of law. Okay, so now that we have all that, let's go back. Revelation chapter 13, and let's go back to verse 5, I believe it was, right? Was it verse 5? No, it was verse 7. Sorry, it was verse 7. Okay, so now that we have that, now let's go to verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So there is this book called the book of life, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Everybody on this earth is going to worship that white man. Why? Let's get the definition of worship. What does it mean? We have to make sure. Okay? The definition of worship. I truly hope y'all are grabbing something from this here tonight. Worship, definition. The feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. Let me go. Wait a second. Didn't that white man say that he was God? Doesn't that white man put himself in the church every week and confess himself? Doesn't he? Don't they say that white Jesus, Sasadi Boheria? Didn't they say that that's God? The next one, show reverence and adoration for a deity, honor with religious rites. That's what it is. Because somewhere or another, at one point, guess what? Somebody thought white Jesus was Yahushai. That's all of us, and that includes me. We were taught wrong. All the world worshiped that bastard. All right? Now, I'm going to read 8 one more time. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So if you're not picking up on what that is, from the foundation of the world. So when the world was first formed, right, we know back in Genesis that the Most High said that there were people that he was going to create. Because remember what he said, let us make man in our image. So there were people that the Most High made, and there were people that Christ made, and there were people that the angels made. Now, from the beginning, if you are listening and under the sound of my voice, if you are in this lesson, if you are in the truth, if you are keeping the commandments, that means that you were chosen from the beginning. This is nothing new. Every life that you ever had from the foundation of the world, you were chosen, which also means that there were people that were not chosen from the foundation of the world. When they created these people, they were not chosen. They were always meant to die. You were always meant to live. Let's continue. Verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Y'all see who the beast is now? That beast is the white man. We always brought this out talking about white people, right? That's right. So now you can't refute it. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The people that took us into slavery will be going into slavery. And that's every nation on this planet. Every last one. But that right there specifically is talking about that white man and that white woman. Y'all are going into slavery. You will be destroyed. And you are going to watch our rulership. Like I said last week, you will either be watching from fire or you'll be watching from slavery. But either way, you will be watching as a peasant. Let's continue. Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Again, how many was it? It was 7. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast, that's Rome, before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So let me ask y'all a question. 70 AD, so we know that that's when they took care of everything, right? That's when Rome came back into power. But when they did come back into power, right, what happened? There was a certain little white boy who we already talked about, Cesare Borgia, right? And they put him in power. They put him in power all the way to this very day, right here in America right now. All over the world, even in Spanish countries, especially in Spanish countries. Who do they worship? The white boy. You see how this Bible don't lie? And when you understand who all the players are, it makes all the sense in the world. Okay? And guess what? All of this is leading right to the mark of the beast. Yes, indeed. Let's read this here one more time. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast, which is Rome, before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So, Cesare Borgia, where's he from? Italy. He's a Roman. He's a Roman. A Roman posing as a Jew. And we still worship him today. That's the first beast. America was the second. Let's continue. Verse 13. And doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Now, has that ever happened before? Has that ever taken place? Family. Take a look at this.
First record of the doom of Nagasaki, target for atom bomb number 2, is filmed from a super fortress many miles away. Beneath that sinister pall of smoke, the world's most destructive force has been unleashed. With what results we know only too well.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. Do you not see white Jesus in all these damn movies? Oh, wow. They painted him. They put him in movies. Let's see what the next part is. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship The image of the beast should be killed. And that's what we're going to get. Ooh, we're going to get that one. Ooh, that one is coming. Y'all see? Do y'all see how the noose is starting to tighten the closer we get to what the mark of the beast is? Let's continue. And causeth all. Here we go. And causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Okay? Hand, forehead. Forehead, hand. Now, as we were going through this here, did we happen to read any scriptures whatsoever that mention as far as a little bit of righteousness being on the right hand? So if righteousness is on the right hand, how can unrighteousness be on the right hand? You know why? Because it's a symbol of being marked. This right here is a mark of a man, the unrighteous man, the unrighteous one. And now I got to prove it to you. Now I got to prove it. Because now what you're about to see, if there is the mark of the beast for an unrighteous man, then there has to be a mark for the righteous man, right? Okay. Well, let's just see. What is all of this about? Let's read this one more time. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or, I had to make sure I came back to that. Or, you see, because when most people read that, they'll say, and. It's not and. It says or. Or. When I read it the first time, you heard and, didn't you? It doesn't say and. It says or. Here or here. Here or here. Let's prove it. Let me read the next one, 17. As a matter of fact, no. Let's go first. I'm going to save 17 to the end. So what is this all about here? So when we go back to 15, right? Let's go back to 15. Let me read 15 one more time. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image, that's the word, image, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this is about image. So now what we got to do, we got to get the definition of image so that you'll know exactly what it is and what it says. What does image mean? Here it is. Image. A representation of the external form of a person or thing in art. The general impression that a person, organization, or product presents to the public. What's this last one? Make a representation of the external form of. So when you speak about image, you're talking about the sight of a person. That image is so important. Okay, now we got to get to the next part. Family, I want you to please go to Psalms chapter 37, please. The book of Psalms chapter 37, because now you are about to find out unequivocally what the mark of the beast is. So now please go down to verse 37. Psalms chapter 37, verse 37. Y'all see what this says? Mark the perfect man. Mark the perfect man. So wait a second. So there's a mark of the unrighteous man, and now there's a mark of the perfect man? Wait a second. So there's two marks that the Bible speaks about. But you see, Christianity never told you about the mark of righteousness. Why? Because they couldn't. You see, because Christianity told you that the law was done away with. Christianity said you no longer had to keep the law. So for them to bring that out would be just ridiculous. Because if the law is done away with, then what is righteousness? If the law is done away with, then what is righteousness? What is sin? Is if the law is done away with, man. That's the stupidity of Christianity, god damn it. Let me stay focused. Let me start again. Psalms 37, verse 37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Now, in Revelation, what happens to the unrighteous man? They don't get no peace, they get hell. Hell is thrown into the lake of fire. That man gets torture. This man gets peace. I'm going to read 37 one more time. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trusted him. So that's the righteous. That's the righteous. So what does it say? The righteous receives a mark. The righteous receives a mark. Who also receives a mark? The unrighteous. Now, the righteous in the end will have peace. In the end, the unrighteous will have hell. The righteous will live forever with the Most High. The unrighteous will live forever in eternal hellfire. Now, wait a second. Why are the three of these things all comparing to each other perfectly? Perfectly. We're going to continue. Oh, it ain't over. Oh, it ain't over. But y'all already see, I already have this in the bag. All right. Now, we got that. Now we got to go to 1 John chapter 2 and verse 29, please. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 29. And this here, it may go a little longer than usual. And like I said, if you want to go away now. Go ahead. Go about your business. This is for people that's striving for the kingdom. 1 John chapter 2 verse 29. If ye know that he is righteous, ye know that everyone that doeth righteousness is born of him. Did we not just read that? Did we not just read that you belong to the Most High when you're righteous? And what is that? The mark of the perfect man. The mark of the perfect man. So that man is marked too. The man that keeps the commandments is marked. Woo! Let's continue. Romans chapter 12, please. The book of Romans chapter 12. Let's go right now to verse 1. Right out the gate. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, speaking about the Israelites, our blood, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. This is what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. You don't get no props for doing what you're supposed to be doing because you are a child of God. You are the image. You are the image of God. So when people see you, because the world knows who you are, Israelite, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are the image of God. That's why when the world sees you, they are supposed to see greatness. They are supposed to see God when they see you. You are supposed to be the reflection of God. But no, many of us have taken the reflection of the unrighteous. We have taken the reflection of Satan. It's all about image. This is all about your image. What you do, what you are seen doing, and what you are thinking. We're going to get it. I'm just setting you up for it. Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world. I just said it. Be not conformed to this world. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, by the renewing of your mind, by the renewing of your mind. The forehead, the forehead, the forehead, the forehead, the forehead, the forehead. What's in your mind? Right here. The forehead. Right there. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Right there in the forehead. Y'all thought y'all was going to be able to get away. Nope. What did Revelation say? Bow, 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 bow. Let's continue. Now, I want you to go to Exodus chapter 13, please. And this is going to be the hammer on the nail. Exodus chapter 13. I want you to go to verse 1, please. I'm going to read verse 1 through 9. So I need y'all to keep up, okay? Exodus chapter 13, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel. You see that right there? The brethren, the children of Israel, is only talking about the Israelites, both of man and of beast. It is mine. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage, by the strength of hand, the Lord brought you out. From this place there shall be no leavened bread be eaten. So now, what does leaven represent? It represents sin. So now we talk about this hand here, right? We talk about the hand. What goes hand in hand with the hand? Sin. Just like we talked about law at the very beginning. Law is what? What is sin? It is the breaking of God's law. It is transgression, the breaking of the law. So now, as we read, law, hand, forehead, all these things just happen to go together, don't they? Okay, let's continue. Verse 4, this day came ye out of the month of Abib. So this is talking about the Passover. This is about the Passover. What do we have to do for the Passover? We got to purge. We got to get all of the leaven out of our house. We got to get all the sin out of our house. That is what it is representative of. The image of sin is in our house. All of the leavening agents. You see, again, it is right back to the image, what you are able to see. This is so easy, family. Let's go. Verse 5. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. And those are all, well, not all, but some of the slaveries that we have been in, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month. That is a law. What is one of the laws? We have to keep the Passover. That is a law. Who's it talking to? Only the Israelites. Verse 6. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7 days shall be a feast to the Lord. Verse 7. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen. About the image. No unleavened bread no unleavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. It don't matter where you are not to have any leaven. You are not to be seen, the image of leaven. Verse 8, and thou shalt shew thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt, and it shall be a sign unto thee. And let me start this again. I want to make sure I get this part right. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that the Lord's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt. The mark of the perfect man is where? Bow. Just like the mark of the unrighteous man. What is it about? It is about sin. The mark of the beast is about sin. What you are thinking and what you are doing. Because it goes hand in hand, no pun intended, just with the mark of the perfect man. What we are reading. Let's continue. I ain't done yet. I just want to make sure I said that part. Now, let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. I hope y'all learn. Verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Why did the Most High have them go and put a mark on the foreheads? On the foreheads of those that are complaining about the people sinning because they're righteous. And God said, go mark them. I truly, truly hope y'all are seeing this. Do y'all see how easy this is? Do you see just how easy it is when you actually study? Let's continue, because I'm going to get to where I need to get to. So now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 11, please. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 11. Let's go down to verse 16. Deuteronomy. I said that all wrong. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 16. Let's see what this says. Take heed to yourselves that your heart be not deceived. Your heart be not deceived. And ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Now, we've been talking about that all throughout this lesson. The worship, right? Right? So this connects right back to Revelation. Sin, serving other gods, not listening to the Most High. All right, verse 17. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you. Why will the Lord's wrath be kindled against his Israelites? Because of sin. And he shut up the heaven that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. So wait a minute. How come everything that I'm reading is going right back to here and here? Because that's what the Most High has been talking about the whole time. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible is about two people, righteous and unrighteous. Righteous being his 1/3, everybody else being 2/3. That's what the whole Bible is about. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible is about teaching my children to keep the commandments, and if they don't, they die. That is what the Bible is about. Front to back. But we're not done. Let's continue, because I want to continue reading that. We're right there. Verse 19, and ye shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. You see right there? Heaven is upon earth. Rulership, rulership, rulership. And what does everything have to do with this? Frontlet of the eyes and in your hand. What does that do? It shows you who's keeping the commandments and who's not. What you are doing and what you are thinking. What is your mind made of? Is your mind full of sin, or is your mind full of righteousness? What does your hand do? Does your hand commit sin, or does it commit righteousness? You choose. Now, that was that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Please go back. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Let's go down to verse 8. Verse 8. Let's see what this says. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes. All throughout the scriptures, the Father told us exactly what this is. All throughout. Family, the mark of the beast is sin. That's what the mark of the beast is. You have the mark of the unrighteous man and you have the mark of the righteous man. Okay? This is not difficult at all. At all. Okay? So now I'm going to continue to prove it further. I'm going to continue. I have to. I don't have a choice in this matter. Again, I said when you walk away from here, you will know that the mark of the beast is sin. So now we got to talk about something else. So now let's go back to Revelation. To go back to the book of Revelation, we got to go down to, I believe that'd be verse 17. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17, because now we got to get into something else. We got to finish this out. Revelation chapter 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, because I know many of y'all was waiting to be like, this nigga better cover that. Yep. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Woo! And that's where y'all think y'all got me right there, right? Y'all think y'all got me. You see, it has to be something. So it is something. And you about to be mad. Y'all ain't expecting this. How will you be? How? How will it be determined in the last days that you are a child of God? How will it be determined? You know how? Let's build the case. Family, I want you to go to Psalms chapter 11, please. The book of Psalms chapter 11. And I want you to go down to verse 7, please. The book of Psalms, the book of Psalms, the book of Psalms. Watch this. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. Again, it's about that appearance. The appearance. The Most High said he loves the righteous. Those that are going to keep his commandments. Those that are keeping his commandments. And it says their countenance is about your appearance, what we are able to see. What we are able to see. And there is a certain something that has to be seen on the righteous, because it is going to determine as to whether or not you are a child of the Most High, family. That was that. Now we got to go to Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 14, because I have to drive this home. It's about your looks. It's about your appearance. And God made it clear. Christianity never told you about this. They couldn't, because they had to perpetuate a lie. They had to tell the entire world that they were able to receive salvation. And that is just certainly not true. So what we are about to do, we're going to see exactly how the Most High thinks about you and what he thinks about the rest of the world. Watch this. So family, I got to bring out to you right now Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 14, baby. Let's get it. Let's see what this says. Woo! Let's see what this says. Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect. For it was perfect. For it was perfect. You see, did we read that all throughout? Did we not read that all throughout these scriptures here? Perfect, perfect, perfect. What did the Most High say? Oh, Lord. I got to read this one more time. There's somebody out there that don't know. They don't know about the scripture. I got to read it one more time. Verse 14, and thy renown meaning your fame, and thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith the Lord God. The Most High of God of Israel said, y'all are beautiful because I made you look like me. Y'all are beautiful. Your beautiful black skin, your beautiful woolly hair, everything about you, everything. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all already know how we get. Israel, y'all know how we get when we want to floss. Y'all already know. Even the most unattractive person in Israel know they fine as hell. You know it's true. Y'all know that's true. Y'all know we have egos. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, we have egos, and we know we look good. We do. That's embedded in us. This is God saying, yo, y'all niggas know y'all look good because I made you look like me. That's right. Now, Being that we look so good, we know how we are with our fashion. We know how we are. The Father put his spirit on us. Go to Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38, please. This is why I get so mad. I'm about to bring this out right now. Family, Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Now, you see that I don't want to read that there with too much excitement, because I wanted everyone to understand exactly what I was saying, exactly what's getting ready to come out of my mouth right now. Numbers chapter 15, verse 38 is the biggest disappointment among Israel. We are the most stylish people. We have the entire world copying and mimicking us, and God gave us a dress code, and we reject his dress code. Y'all see this right here? These fringes, right? Y'all see this? We are supposed to wear these. This is what we are supposed to wear. It is a law. It is a law. It is a law, a statute, a commandment that the Father gave us, that we must wear this. We have to throughout our generations. Throughout. Meaning we are supposed to be wearing them today. If you're not wearing them, and if you don't have your children wearing them, that's a problem. Let's find out what that problem is, family. Now, I want you to please now to go Psalms chapter 94, please. We're going to go to the book of Psalms chapter 94, and let's see exactly what that problem is. When you get to 94, please go to verse 14. The book of Psalms chapter 94 and verse 14. Let's see. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto righteousness. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it. Who will rise up for me? Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who will stand up for me? Who will it be? Who is going to stand up for me? Who will stand up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Do y'all understand something that is going to happen? So let me go ahead and break this down. The mark of the beast, buying and selling. There is going to come a time, which is coming very, very fast. There is going to come a time on this planet, right here in this country in America, where the Most High is going to put his Israelites through tribulation. What is that tribulation going to consist of? Us not being able to buy or sell. The Father gave us a law. He gave us a law. That law were these fringes that we had to wear. You see, that is the image. So now, when we go to certain places, there's going to be things that we're going to need. A little something called groceries. A little something called living, the things that we need to live. Oil, those types of things. Gas, things for heat. All these things that we need to sustain a life. Yeah. Then there's going to be these people that's going to be wearing these fringes. And we're going to go into those places to go buy and to go sell. And guess what's going to happen? we're going to get rejected. We will be rejected. Why? Because the Father gave us a law that says we must wear our fringes. We have to. We must. Who will stand up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Because let me tell you what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen is that there are going to be people that will not follow this law. There will be people that says, okay, well, you know what? I'm hungry. My children are hungry. I got to eat. I need gas. I need something. I'm not able to live. They're kicking me out of all the stores. I need something. I need a little nourishment. I need something to eat. You know what? My children are hungry. My children are crying. They got to eat. They got to eat. We got places to go. Guess what? I don't got no way to live. I can't pay my rent. They won't accept my money. Why? Because I'm a child of God. Because they're going to be saying, weren't all you Israelites the ones talking about y'all were better than everybody? Fuck you, go to your God. That's going to be the attitude on this planet. The attitude on this planet, and please excuse the expression, it will be fuck you and your God. That's what y'all better get ready for. That's what the many of you are not realizing what's coming. And then what are you going to do? You're going to try to rationalize and not wear your fringes so that you can go up in them places. And the Father asked you, who will stand up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me? Because tribulation is coming. We will die. We will die. We will die in the cold. We will die from hunger. We will die. Your children are going to die. Who is going to stand up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up? Who will stand up? You see, that's where your punk ass right now, you are thinking as to whether or not if you're going to wear these fringes, you punk bitch. I already know that there's some of you right now that won't do it. I already know it. You are going to put them fringes up. That's why the Most High said what he said. Who's going to stand up for me against the evildoers? Who's going to stand up? Who's going to have the balls to stand up for me? Which one of you sisters are going to be like, you know what? You emotional ass sisters. The ones that did not want the Father to be in the house. Him, yeah, that. Yep. The ones that's going to be with the child because, you know, niggas ain't no good. Yeah. What's going to happen to you? You going to do it? We'll see. Won't we? We'll see, won't we? Because that reality is here already. Inflation's already going up. Y'all think it's a joke. Do you know where that whole thing about the mark of the beast being, what did it say it is now? The vaccine, right? You know where that came from? All of that came from when the Food and Drug Administration said that they were going to begin implementing the use of the Social Security number so that people will be able to get food. That's where that came from. First, it was the Social Security number. Then it went from the Social Security number to a barcode. Then from a barcode to a tattoo. Then from a tattoo to a microchip. Then from a microchip to a vaccine. There is no biblical basis for any of those things. Nothing. It was never that. That came through fear. That white man got everybody fearing. Oh, it's that. Let me not keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Not only do they do it in the world, they also do it in Christianity to destroy our people. And then you'll look at somebody like me, this nigga don't know what he's talking about, and I just read everything to you in the Bible. We just proved it in the Bible, and you'll go right back to thinking about it. You damn fool. I hope the Father, he send fire up your ass and let it come out your damn ears, you idiot. Hope he burn you all over. Stupid ass. I'm telling you right now, I'm talking to the person that still don't believe it. You are an idiot. You are an asshole. You're an idiot. You're dumb, and you deserve to die. Because all of these scriptures came out and you will still believe the nonsense. So take your ass right on and believe the nonsense. Go ahead. Believe the nonsense. Because those of us that are striving to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, we hear him and we fear him. And family, I don't got nothing else. As a matter of fact, yes, I do. Just so everybody can have the full understanding to show that it is all going to be down to your apparel in the last days. So now I want everybody right now, please go to the book of Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 8, please. And let's just see if that has any merit to what I just said. Let's go ahead and cinch up the bow on this great gift. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass, and it shall come to pass, meaning that it has not happened yet. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that's the last day, that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. So when them chariots come through and they do not see the children of Israel in their fringes, in the mark of righteousness, that's what fringes are. Fringes are the mark of righteousness. That's what it is. If they don't see you in it, you're dead. I'm going to read it one more time, just in case somebody thinks that I'm wrong. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, meaning that it has not happened yet, that I will punish the princes and the king's children. Why? Why does it mention the kings, the princes, and the king's children? First and foremost, starting with the princes and the kings, starting there. And the king's children, they also have girls as well. So yes, sisters, you are also included in that as well. So if the Most High see one of you sisters in pants, if he sees you in anything outside of what you are supposed to be wearing, you're dead. Why did it say the princes and the kings? It mentioned the kings too, because remember we read earlier, you are no priest to me, remember? You are no priest to me. Did we not read that earlier? You see how everything all ties right back in. The mark of the beast is sin. The mark of the beast is sin. If you think anything otherwise, you're dead.